bananas grow over here?
No, they don't.
But where do bananas grow?
Bananas grow on every continent except for North America, Antarctica, Europe, and the northern part of Asia.
And where can I buy them?
The supermarket.
Good for the growers, good for the land, good for you. To start off, the bananas are mostly grown by small-scale farmers and plantation workers in tropical regions. For most growers, living depends on their bananas. Secondly, I personally feel better when trying Fairtrade. The bananas that are sold in the shops in my village are getting more and more popular. I cannot think of a supermarket where they are not sold yet. For us, the only problem would be that it's only a little more expensive, but for the bananas farmers, this makes a lot of difference. Bananas can only be grown with certain climates. Unfortunately, this does not involve Holland. This means that we have to import bananas. We probably all know Fairtrade. On the one hand, I still think these higher prices can mislead us from buying it. But on the other hand, I think more and more people here will realize what Fairtrade means and they will buy it. Today, only 1/6 of all bananas are Fairtrade. But I believe this will increase a lot, since more and more people begin to understand what Fairtrade actually means. Thirdly, Fairtrade from a global point of view. Today, world banana production amounts to 81 million tons a year. The banana is the most common eaten fruit in almost all countries. Although globalization makes it easier to capitalize, I think that Fairtrade, which does include globalization, makes it possible for farmers to earn a good living.
Welcome. Today we're going to interview two workers of banana plantations. We have two special guests, one of a Fairtrade and one of a non-Fairtrade. Welcome. Thanks for coming. This is Marie. She's working on a non-Fairtrade banana plantation.
Yes.
You're 14 years old, right?
Yes.
Okay. How does it turn out on those non-Fairtrade plantations? What are the working conditions?
Well, labor under the 15 years is abolished, but my education suffers from it.
Oh, really? And do you have to work that risks your health, maybe?
Well, now I'm still young and fit, but I should be in school and that's not possible. So when I get older, I cannot go to school anymore and my health will get worse.
Yeah. And how's the profit divided over the workers and the members of the organization?
Well, it's not really fair because we only get 4%, even though we need to work really hard every day.
Oh, really? And are there any safety or health measures?
Well, there are some measures established, but most of the time we don't really follow them.
Oh.
For example, I am 14 years old, but actually the labor under 15 years old is abolished, so yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
You are 16 years old, right?
Yes.
You work on a Fairtrade plantation.
Yes, I do.
I want to ask you a few questions about your Fairtrade plantation organization. So, in what ways did the Fairtrade work affect your life positively?
Well, since I started working at a Fairtrade plantation,
Yeah.
I started earning more money and I
course.
became more mature.
Oh, really? Okay. And what are the working conditions on plantation?
The working conditions are good. We may only work a fixed amount of hours a week
Okay.
and it may not affect our health or education.
Okay. And how is the profit divided over all the workers and the members of the organization?
The profit is divided equally among the workers and members of the association.
Okay. Yeah. And are there, in comparison with a non-Fairtrade organization or plantation, are there any health or safety measures taken?
There are a lot of rules and health measures.
Yeah.
For example, we may not work under 15 years old,
Okay. Yeah, of course.
and it may not affect our education.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that's it, I think.
Ah, thank you. Thank you for coming.
All farmers on a Fairtrade farm earn a regional minimum wage or more for their bananas. This money comes from the extra Fairtrade money. The premium is divided under the workers and the members of the association. It all happens equally. That is why it's called Fairtrade bananas. Of course, shop owners and transporters get money as well. First, the money for the farmers is subtracted, and the spared money is divided the same way as with normal bananas. As said before, there are two types of bananas, Fairtrade bananas and regular bananas. Elderly people are the biggest consumers of Fairtrade bananas. This is because they like to give money to charity and help other people in this way. Parents with young children must be a good example for their children. One way of doing this is to buy fair trade products. With this, they show their children you have to pay fair prices for products. Another type of persons who buy fair trade bananas are people with a high income. People with a high income will buy fair trade bananas faster than people with a low income. The reason for that is because they have enough money and they can give it to poor people who need it hard.
Every year, we eat 720 million bananas, around 42 per person. Therefore, bananas are an important product for supermarkets. 1% of the total supermarket profit comes from bananas. This is not a problem, but thanks to this, more and more supermarkets are lowering their price. For the consumers, nice of course, but all the banana farmers end up with an even lower salary. Nowadays, you can buy a kilo bananas for €1. 1 kilo contains around 4 or 5 bananas, depending on their weight. This kilo refers to 100%. With a simple calculation, you can see who earns what percentage. Let's start with the banana plantation. From the total amount, the farmer receives 7%. From the plantation, the bananas go to the exporter. He receives 6%. The next step is the shipping of the bananas. The shipper receives 13%. After shipment, bananas go to one of the 5 banana companies. They receive 25% with this. From the banana companies, bananas go to the supermarket where they are being sold. The supermarket receives 41% for this. Lastly, a VAT is added of 8%.
Form the banana, form the banana, form the banana, form the banana, peel the banana, peel the banana, peel the banana, peel the banana, go bananas, go bananas, go bananas, go.
As a result of the steady decrease in banana prices over the past decades, the daily life of many plantation workers and small farmers in producer countries is reducing. In many plantations, work days can be very long, often between 12 and 14 hours with overtime unpaid. The majority of workers lack work security or protection against sudden layoffs, and many employers only offer short contracts of 6 months or less. Globally, bananas are one of the top goods being traded. Bananas grow in plantations in, for example, Colombia or Peru. The export market of bananas consists of 5 big companies: Chiquita, Dole, Del Monte, Fifes, and Noboa. These companies have a huge influence on the price of the bananas and under what conditions they are being produced. Products are well known as the more expensive products over the non-fair trade products. So the consumers who will mostly buy the non-fair trade products will have less income because they cannot afford the fair trade products. When consumers buy fair trade bananas, they probably have an idea that the farmers who produce the bananas get more money for their work, and they are being treated fair. People until they're 30 years old are mostly buying non-fair trade goods, so also the non-fair trade bananas. This can be because it's cheaper or because they just do not really think about what they buy. If they see bananas and they need bananas, they will just buy them without looking whether they are fair trade or not. People who are older will be more specific on buying their goods.